Our class was actually, they said, like one of the smaller classes. It used to be like 400, 500 like years ago, and our classes were roughly around 300. So we knew each other, but there was just some people you knew, some people you knew closer, but it wasn't too close. So that's how most people were sort of aware of Tom, but nothing too deep relationship-wise. Yeah, he did have a few friends. He wasn't just a loner out there, just like anybody else would, but not a huge friend group. Wasn't like the most popular person in the class or anything like that. In the class of 2022, graduating class. There was like a few cliques, like he, in homeroom he would play on his computer a little bit more. He was very into that, and he also he would kind of sit more alone with a few friends at lunch, like anyone else would. And there were like bigger cliques, smaller cliques, kind of just how high school is. Just around like graduation, he was like a few seats away from me, and I remember talking to him and another kid just in the auditorium. It was like, oh, how long are we going to be here type thing, but nothing too hugely notable after that. He was in my homeroom for 8 years, but nothing, we didn't have any notable conversations prior to the graduation. I had some classes with him. He was in like higher math courses, and I was like in higher science ones, so we'd have a few, and then history as well, but not too many classes here and there. It's just like any normal person really would. Was always nice to kind of people around him. Just some people kind of don't fit in as much as others, just how the cliques go in high school. It was shocking, because it's shocking to hear someone from your high school, that you knew of, would do something as tragic as that. But I actually originally thought it was like a relative, because I heard Thomas is not really a name he usually goes by. He goes by Tom or Tommy. But when I heard the news, I was like, oh, I know the last name of Crooks. Like, I went to high school with him, and then knowing he's from Bethel, and then learning he was close down the street from me. It was just completely. I wasn't even awake yet, and I heard all that, and I was supposed to go to the rally, and it was just crazy. I'm thankful that I didn't, because I feel really bad for families that had to endure that, and I'm sure some are going through some nightmares from that, actually. But all of Bethel Park, this is like a community that we're all really close, family orientated, good Americans and great citizens, especially like through Bethel Park, through their high school. We have different things like the music department, and we're also close with that. Because of that, it's like an experience where you're like, wow, this did not seem to add up to happen in Bethel Park. So our hearts go out to the families that were affected in this. Maybe other people in the school that I thought would probably more be capable of such a thing, and he's definitely not one of them I would think of. But it's also maybe because of the fact that he didn't talk to a lot of people, so you don't really know what's going on inside their heads or anything. Just a normal, quiet person, nice to anyone who he interacts with, never said anything partially political like that. So that's why this is such a hard thing to unpack, because no one really knows, no one in the community really knows. We had American politics class. It was half a year, senior year, and he's never made any outward political views. Nothing you could think of. This could have been something that developed in the past 2 years after, came out of high school, but we're not really sure. No one's truly sure. Yeah. I know some people were saying, obviously, he was relentlessly bullied and a loner. I personally wasn't aware that he was being bullied. I know it's hard for school districts to really get a handle on that sometimes. I'd hope Bethel would get a handle on that if that did happen. I don't know if it happened a little bit, but if it would happen a lot, I feel like I would have noticed a lot more. So I don't really think he was a loner or bullied a lot. Every time I'll try to get my mind off of it, get contact with more reporters, and it just brings me all back, and it's sad. Like I was so nauseous on Sunday hearing about it, because you don't think something like that would happen so close, something so national to come so close to home. So like I could try to speak for all of Bethel Park. We just really want to move on from this, because it's not something normal for us. It was quite an anomaly for us.